I don't know how much you keep up with like modern programming ideas, but there's this idea in sort of modern programming for powerlifting that there's something called a golden microcycle, which is basically like
Yes.
the optimal week for the person. And I fucking hate the word optimal because it's meaningless, but I feel like it's just missing for the forest for the trees, because what you're trying to do is get someone stronger over years and years and years. You're not trying to get the best performance out of them on a week to week basis. Those two things aren't the same thing. And I think, going back to the idea earlier that there is a range of things that can work, and anywhere in this productive zone that we just spoke about will work and will be effective. Why are we trying to find the thing that's the quote unquote best in a given week? Like, how do we even measure whether something that's good is that good in a given week?
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably not articulated that amazingly, but I feel like there's so much more than just finding the best week of training possible.
Yep. 100% agree with you. 100% agree. I think it's still this, what are the golden optimal or the optimal, or you're going to get levels of optimal pretty soon. Like somebody's going to come through like this
Platinum.
is the Deca Micro
Platinum certified optimal
level of, if you go back to 80s bodybuilding magazines, there was a version of that in Flex magazine in 1989. There was a version of that in whatever Bob Hoffman's magazine was, Muscle and Strength or Muscular Development back in the 90s. They were still pumping something out like that. The marketing around fitness has always been, there is something that you're not doing that I know about that I will sell you. And we still have this idea because that's where, like it or not, all strength coaches, we've come from bodybuilding. That's our culture. If we go back far enough, we find Eugene Sandow and all of those guys around, the late 1800s, early 1900s. We all grew out of that. So we all have this similar paradigm of sales. And because that's what it is we're trying to sell this belief that there's somehow something that no one else has discovered before that I've got. And if you give me enough money, I'm going to tell you how to do it. And you're going to be the best ever. And I don't think it's malicious. I just think it's our culture. We do it unwittingly.
And coaches will do this as well. Like they're trying to almost, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, well, not coerce, but like convince their client that they're trying to find the best thing for that person. And I just think it's a little bit short-sighted. I think there's just too many factors at play to know whether something is the best or not. Like if we were in a lab and we, maybe if we were in the Bulgarian weightlifting camp and we all lived under the same roof, slept for 15 hours a day and did D-ball between meals.
I think it was the growth hormone in the water.
If that was the case and we were all under the same roof and we didn't have to work and we didn't have relationships and we didn't have outside stress and we didn't have all these other things going on, maybe you'd be able to find what the actual golden microcycle is. With all these other external factors, like I think it's a little bit of a lost cause.
Yeah, what is the saying you said before? Forest and trees.
The forest.
I think you're spot on with that one.
And the other thing is like it doesn't take into effect the second order principle, which is that something that occurs before may have an impact on the next thing. So if you just run the same microcycle over and over again, maybe the thing that you've done in the 3 blocks prior to that's actually caused the effect, and now you're just seeing the results of that effect with this new microcycle. So maybe what you've got is like a microcycle which shows performance very well, but not one that builds strength very well. So you might have these two conflicting ideas in that respect.